Hey guys, Christine here of Side Street Design LLC, and I wanted to go ahead and just do a little intro for this particular video because I'm calling it my alcohol ink Yupo paper blooper, and the incident doesn't happen until almost the end of the video, so I didn't want you guys to be watching it and thinking this is just another alcohol lip ink video. Where's the issue? So just real quick, what happened was I made 2 backgrounds for Christmas cards with alcohol ink, and the first card, as you'll see when you get to it, and the process is still cool to watch and everything, but I got a little too aggressive with the heat gun, and if you can see, it totally dented my paper, so it ruined this particular background. So I figured even with the mishap, it'd be a great video to still show you guys, because then I went ahead and I used instead my Ranger heat gun instead of my, let's see, my embossing heat tool. I used a Ranger heat gun, and then this one only started to crinkle a little with the heat gun. You just got to be gentle, and I messed up the Christmas a tiny bit, so this one will probably become a scrap one as well. So that's what it is. This is a blooper one, a what not to do, so just if you hang in there and towards the end of the video, you'll see where it all unravels, but it's still fun along the way. So thanks for stopping by, and I hope you enjoy the video. Hello, I am back with another alcohol ink share. This time though, I am starting to plan ahead because I do love making Christmas cards to send out to everyone, and last year I decided I was going to make all my own Christmas cards, but the problem was I waited until after Thanksgiving to do it, and I had about 26 to make. So what I'm doing this year is I'm planning ahead, and since we've got these great new alcohol lip ink, I thought that could make a pretty cool background for a Christmas card. So what I have is I had bought a package of these. Let's see. They're from the Paper Studio. It's about $10 for a 50 pack of 5x7 cards. And you can get these sometimes. Hobby Lobby has the Paper Studio 50% off. So I got a stack of these because I thought that the cardboard look would be cute with blue backgrounds for the holidays. So what I did is that this is a 5x7 card. I took one of my 5x7 sheets of Yupo paper and I cut it down to a 4.5 by 6.5 that I can stick onto the card later on like this. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make a card horizontal and vertical. And I want these to be blue tones, so I'm going to mainly be using Aqua, Juniper, and Pool for the background. And I may go ahead and try to throw in some mixatives again, the gold on one and silver on the other, because in the end I'm going to emboss the sentiment on top of it. So let's get this party started. Alright, so first thing I actually need a clean felt for my applicator. And I like putting the blending solution on the pages a little bit first, just to help get things going. So first up, I'm going to get some Pool going. And it's easy when you can make a couple at the same time. And I really love that Pool because I want that to be a lot of the background. I'm going to get that running a bit. I'm going to throw in my Aqua. And then my Juniper. And when it's all dry, I'm going to see whether or not I think I need a darker blue in here, or if I'm happy with just these shades of blue. So this Juniper is actually more green than I realized. So these are going to actually have a greenish blue hue in them. And look at those go. That is great. I'm going to get them running. So I get some really cool background started. And that juniper wasn't exactly the color I was looking for, so I'm going to kind of let that get covered a bit, and I'm going to look for a different blue that I can throw in here because I really want these cards to be mainly blue. So I had the pool and I have the aqua. So let me see what else I have in my stash here. I have a little mermaid. Maybe I'll throw in some mermaid. Or I'll throw in a little stream to really make it blue. So let's try the stream first. And what I might do is I'm going to put the stream and the mermaid on my dabber with the blending solution. And these guys are still moving a bit, so I'm going to encourage that. So I've got the mermaid, which I think, again, I may have picked something with green in it. It's hard to tell by the coloring on these. I'm going to put a little bit of the dark stream, and we will see what happens. And I want to go over a lot of that green area to kind of get rid of it, because that was an oops on my part. Although it doesn't look awful, I really didn't want that. Okay, so those are coming along pretty nicely. I'm getting the blues I wanted. I think I want to add just a little more blending solution to kind of clean that up a little. And I'm going to add more of the aqua. And then for this one on the left, I want to add in some silver. So we'll see how this goes. And on the left, I mean the one that is for, yeah, you guys will be seeing this on the left, the portrait style. So we're gonna get that silver going in there. There we go. It's kind of staying where it is, but that's okay. I'll just keep dabbing around to really get things moving. There we go. Get that blended up a little bit more. Perfect. Now I am going to change my dabber because I want to use gold on this one. And these are the mini felt applicators. So while that one's drying, let's get some gold going on this one. I'm going to put in my blending solution. I'm going to add, let's put some more of that aqua. And let's get the gold going. Okay, now I've got that on there. Let's see how this goes. Now we have a gold card and we have a silver card back. So I'm going to go ahead and let those dry well. I do want to try to get the gold blended in maybe a little bit more like I did with the silver. So I'm kind of twisting as I do this to keep the patterns different. There we go. And I think I actually like how the silver's looking with the blue better, but that's okay. Okay. I'm going to get these dry and I will be back. Alright folks, I am back and the cards have dried. The card backs have dried. There you can see the beautiful silver. And we have the gold. And now it comes time to do the stamping. So I'm going to zoom in a bit so you guys can see what's going on with the stamping. And first I'm going to work on my portrait style one. And for this one, I want to use some snowflakes and lift those in the background. And this is a stamp set from Simon Says Stamp I got last Christmas at the end of the year on sale. Now I have used these with embossing powder, so we will see how this goes. I'm trying to think. I may need to try to clean these guys off a little bit. My pad for stamping. Okay, the first one we're going to try is this snowflake. We'll see how this goes with the lifting. And I am finding that my polymer stamps are slipping more when I put them down than my rubber stamps do. Let's lift this guy. Make sure you can see that. I'm going to cover up my alcohol lifting. We finished with one of the big size stamps. Set that off to the side. And now my first one I did was up in this corner, so I'm just going to dab on that until it starts to show through. And there it is. This is going to be really, really pretty when it's done. Start gently buffing it. And it looks like the metallics just take a little extra rubbing to get it to lift from the metallics. I know my cats are just loving that screeching sound in the studio. But there's the first snowflake. So this is going to be a really pretty background with these subtle snowflakes. Now I know my other one was over here somewhere. So let's see where that guy went. Showing up now. There it is. And I'll lightly start buffing. You can see it right here showing up. And it's true, it looks like the mixatives do not want to work completely with the lifting, but that's okay. I'm kind of getting like a little bit of a grunge background going on, and I have a few more of the snowflakes I am going to use. This one's really showing up well here. Look at that. You can start to see the snowflakes. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do some more of the little ones, and I'll fast forward that part and then I'll come back to you when I'm ready to finish off this card. Okay, so I am back, and as you can see, I have finished my snowflake background that I think is going to look great on my card. I am going to probably, when I'm done, go around the edges with like a brown ink, but now I want to put my word in the middle of this and do some embossing. And I think because I have the blue and the silver, I'm torn between using some Indian sparkle, which I think may blend in too much, or if I should just go with a pretty white. Or let's see what other colors I have here. I have a silver, I have a white and gold. Let's get this out. I'm going to need my Versamark. I also have rose gold for this year. Pretty teal, that would be a little too dark. I'm trying to remember from my cards last year. I think I really liked how the white looked, and I think this is going to blend in a little too much, although maybe I'll go over and do a few stars. We'll see. First things first, I gotta get the comment on there. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take my Versamark. I'm going to ink up, and this stamp is from the Holtz collection. I got it at Hobby Lobby because I realized I needed some more. I have all these cute little background guys, but I don't have a lot of the phrases. So this is my season's greetings. I'm going to stand up so I get this hopefully pretty dead on. I'm going to give it one little push. Make sure I get that down. Then I'm going to lift. Now the thing that'll be interesting is I am embossing on the alcohol ink, and some of the alcohol ink may still be a little tacky. So we will see how the powder does if it sticks to anywhere else on there. Had to turn my fan off so my embossing powder didn't go flying everywhere. So I am using the embossing powder Bridal Tinsel by Ranger. Let's get our Okay. Oh, I think that came out wonderful. Look at that. I think the copy actually came out really good on that. So we'll see how it does when it embosses. I'm gonna get out my embossing done. Let's get this dried. I'm gonna zoom in more so you guys can see this in action. Hopefully it'll focus in. Give it a second. There we go. So lesson learned. Apparently, not a good idea. I put the heat on it too wrong and I have killed my Yupo paper. Look at that. I'm wondering if I can heat gun the back of it. Let me zoom out a little bit so you guys can see what's going on. Pardon the... But the heat gun melted my Yupo paper. So you can see there's the season greetings. And that looks pretty. It's light. But let me see if maybe I can... I don't know if I can fix this, guys. We'll see. It may just be a lessons learned. I have to be very careful if I'm embossing, or I have to emboss and then put it on the paper. Well, that was coming along well. Yeah, so it has crinkled my Yupo paper, so I can't quite fix that. So what'll probably happen is I'll end up using this to scrap for something. So now I don't know what to do about my other tag. I guess I could have put the stuff on here and then just not heat sealed it, but you can see how pretty that was going to be. The season's greetings on there. Maybe it'll cool. Maybe I can put it under a book and flatten it, but this corner here I held the gun too long and it just kind of melted the paper. So what I would have done if it hadn't melted it, and let me zoom back out here so you guys can see what's going on. There we go. If it hadn't melted it, I would have added a few more snowflakes on top with the glitter, and then I could have just added it to the page, and that would have been my first season's greetings card. But lessons learned, okay. Let me hop on over and see what I can do with the gold one, and we'll get this wrapped up. So let me go ahead and I'm going to try to, what was I going to use on this one? This is from the Holtz Stampers Anonymous collection, his Christmas Memories, CMS 118. I love these little ornaments. And I know I have to clean it off because I have been using it. I'm just so bummed about that, guys. If anyone has any tips or tricks on, you know, embossing on your Yupo paper, I think I just kind of, I need to have gone slower. I got excited. Okay, so we're gonna move this. I need to get this cleaned off first. And let's try again. I know this is gonna be a bit of a longer video, guys. I'll try and fast forward parts to help you out, so it's not too long. I had been using these last year with Distress Oxides, so I gotta make sure I get all that off real quick. But as you guys may have seen, actually when I was doing the snowflake one, I did have a little issue where there was black ink on it, but I was able to rub most of it off. So let's see. Hoping this should be good and dry for us now. Okay, and this is the one I want to use over and over again with the alcohol lifting. So I'm going to grab my little block. And what I usually do is I do 3 of them, and then I was drawing lines through them with Distress Oxides. So let me go ahead and get my alcohol lifting on here. There's glitter all over the place, so this should be fun. Stamp. I have a glittery mess everywhere, guys. That came out cool. I'm sorry if I'm off screen. There we go. So there is one. And I'll just fast forward for you as I get these set up. Alright guys, because I am stubborn, I am not going to give up on this yet. I'm going to try to emboss again. And on this one I'm going to use a white and gold. And maybe I'll try to take it slower and we'll see what happens. So I'm going to use the Merry Christmas and the Versamark. Okay, I've got my Merry Christmas down. I'm going to be this is from Sparkles and Sprinkles. It's their Gilded Ivory. It's a gold and white combo. And my stamp didn't work all the way. I tell you guys, I'm just having one of those days. Aww. That's okay though. We will make it work because what I can do and be tricky is I have, ta-da, an embossing pen. So CHRISTM. And it's probably going to all run together, but that's what the point of the demo is, to learn. So you can see I have my Merry Christmas on there now. I'm going to get this back in here. And let's see if I can try and not melt this card. We'll see how this goes. Wish me luck. Okay. And this is what, usually after Christmas, my studio is covered in glitter and the cats are covered in glitter for like months. Alright, I'm going to try, instead of using my embossing pen, my embossing heat gun, to use my Holtz Ranger. It's a little bit of a wider nozzle, and I'm going to try to use that to emboss this. I'm going to let it cool a minute. I'm going to try again. Gonna let it cool a minute. So that is the key, guys. Just keep doing it a little at a time and letting it cool. I just went too gung-ho with the other one and got it all messed up. I think that this is just about embossed now. Yep, those look like they're melted, so there we go. The background did work for this one. Okay, so what I'll do in the end is I will take this and I will double side tape it down, and what I may do is add just a few more little spots with the Merry Christmas. But basically what this was, you know, this was a great trial and error. So for those of you who are going to be using your alcohol lifting for this holiday season, just remember, slow and steady wins the race. Otherwise you end up with melted sadness. So I hope this video gave you a little inspiration. I'm sorry I'm not taking the cards all the way to the super end, but neither of these came out exactly what I was hoping for, but they were great first tries, great demos, and I hope they helped you guys. They'll save you from any issues you may have in the future. So if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Remember to hit that subscribe button. Stay up to date on all my latest videos. Thanks so much for watching.